So today on this nice Saturday early afternoon, I am here at the cemetery to clean some headstones, and I'm going to start off with Mr. Charles and Mrs. Dorothy Pendarvis. Charles lived from February 7th, 1929 to November 8th, 1981, and Dorothy lived from May 28th, 1931 to March 24th, 2014. So, looks like you both had decent lengths of lives, if that's what you call it. You were not old, Charles. Dorothy, you weren't old either. But you weren't teenagers. So I hope you both had good lives, and I hope you both did not fear your deaths. And I hope you both are resting in eternal peace that only angels, can know. I'm just doing a little weeding around here first. There's a lot of pine straw. Just going to clean that up so that we can get a really good headstone cleaning. I've had my eye on your headstone for a couple of weeks now as I've been working in this area of the cemetery, and I believe your two very young infant sons are buried next to you. So hopefully I can get you all cleaned up here and add some sunshine to your spirit. Life. Some people say it is what it is, and I guess that's true. Just the other day, our neighbor lost their house to a fire. So for the past several days, every time we drive by the house, it's just really sad to see all the different trucks out there gathering from the house what's salvageable. But I know from what I've heard, the insurance has listed the house as a total loss. And of course, you know how it is. The first thing people usually say is, well, thank God nobody got hurt and nobody lost their life, including the family dog who was able to be rescued by firefighters. The family was not home during the fire, thankfully. And so each time I drive by, I see out there, they got their kitchen chairs and table and furniture, and you start to think, gosh, what did they lose? They lost so much. And yet, because they didn't lose their lives, that's where you say, all right, God, thank you. This is doable. They can recuperate. They can start a new life, have a new beginning. I remember, years and years ago, being told that, of course, photographs are our greatest treasures. And so they say you should keep your photographs in a room on the first level of your house, so that if you're home and the fire breaks out, you can simply just start tossing all of the photographs in their albums or books or whatever outside. So in my house, our guest bedroom is downstairs, and it's floor-to-ceiling bookshelves that have all of our photographs and all of my writing. But what would happen if I wasn't home, like these people were, when the fire broke out, right? I couldn't salvage them. Would I survive? Yes. The photographs are so special. They really are. I tell people all the time when they've lost someone or a pet that they've loved to have several frames throughout the house so that every time you walk by, your mind takes it in and helps you to remember. The way the human mind is if we don't have something there to constantly remind us, chances are we stop thinking about it or them. Anyway, that's my little spiel for today. I am alone today. Kathleen, my daughter, is at work, and Christina, my other daughter, is at her boyfriend's house for the weekend. And so what I've been doing all morning is working on shell projects for Christmas gifts this year. Making shell frames, shell wreaths, I even bought a couple of really cool insect houses, and I glued on shells on the top of the roof of the insect houses. It's really cool. I'm actually rather proud of myself for being so creative. All right. Enough of me talking, right? Mr. and Mrs. Pendarvis. I am here to listen to you today. If you have anything to say, I will hear. And now I'm going to get the water. I love this little bench here. You know, back in the day, people usually grew up and stayed in the same area. And so it was known families would be buried in the same cemetery. All right, this actually looks really nice. I'm going to do a little bit more of these big letters here. Oh, what the heck, I'll do them all. Anyway, so my husband brought up a very good point when I surprised him not too long ago and said, hey, actually, by the way, I think I want to be buried, after 20 years of telling him I wanted to be cremated. And he was actually really kind of upset. He was like, what are you talking about? How could you just change your mind like this? And what it is, well, if I said I want to be buried, and let's say I'm buried here, this is the only place I would be buried, maybe, and he moves away, and our daughters move away, then nobody's going to come and visit me. So what my husband is saying is he'd rather be able to take me along with him, and that's rather sweet, actually. He doesn't want to leave me behind. So I'm still going to get cremated. I don't like to think about my parents dying at all. Like, I actually, when I start to think about them dying, I have like heart palpitations, and I just can't. I talk to my mom every single day on the phone for at least an hour, and I can't imagine my mom and my dad not being in my life. I just can't. And I think that's how it should be. We shouldn't be able to imagine death in such ways. All right, one last thing of water. All right, that is perfect. Nice. Actually, instead of imagining my parents dead, dying, I take comfort in knowing that every single day of my life, I cherish my parents, love my parents. I communicate with them, I keep in touch with them on a daily basis, and I love sharing my life with them. Ever since I started cleaning headstones about 3 years ago, I've been asking my parents and my family questions about, what do you want to have done when you die? Do you want to be buried? Where do you want to be buried? Do you want to be cremated and buried? Do you just want to be cremated? And nobody wants to talk about death. I'm like, come on, because don't you know that when we die, the hardest part for those who are still left alive is to make these decisions. What would they want? Would they want to be buried? Would they want to be cremated? Like, that's serious. everybody could just talk about it, that would be better. Okay, so I don't know whether to put this flower in here. That would be kind of pretty. Yeah, I like that. Mr. and Mrs. Pendarvis, thank you for listening to me just ramble on about life and death. I do hope you're resting in peace and enjoying your peace. Thank you.